Moin und herzlich willkommen zurück bei Shadows of New York. Ich weiß, ich habe euch lange auf die Folter gespannt. Weihnachten, Silvester war alles dazwischen und außerdem war ich gebe es zu, eine Weile mit Cyberpunk beschäftigt und auch Hans Showdown hatte ein Weihnachtsevent und da musste ich reingrinden, wenn man so will. Doch jetzt geht's weiter mit Shadows of New York. Wir waren das letzte Mal bei Hope. In Hopes kleiner, ja, wie soll ich das nennen? In Hopes kleiner Zentrale. Und jetzt schauen wir mal, wie es weitergeht. Der Mond. Thank you for having me, Mr. Van der Weyden. Genau, das ist nämlich jetzt der Sire von Hope. Oh, wer sich an Coteries auf New York erinnert, ich glaube, das war der Sire, der Typ, der ganz am Anfang mit diesem anderen Typen gesprochen hat. Ich weiß sehr präzise, aber da standen keine Namen drunter. Beziehungsweise, also, wenn Mr. Van der Weyden der ist, der ich glaube, dass er ist, hat er den Auftrag dazu gegeben, meinen Charakter aus Coteries auf New York zu erschaffen. Naja, schauen wir es mal weiter. Oh, der sieht ja auch echt aus wie ein Malkavian, ne? Carter Van der Weyden. No need, no need. I'll be happy to assist your investigation in whatever way I can, Miss Lewinsky. That sickeningly sweet smile. And this office, spacious but oppressive. Here is a man who knows how to subtly unnerve people. But does he even realize it? And I'm sure the presence of the esteemed Addison Payne will guarantee I'm totally transparent. Am I right, Addison? Addison Payne sagt nichts. Oh, er ist auch da. Witzig. Looks like I've interrupted a friendly meeting. In the far corner of the room, I spot glasses of blood and two spittoons. Vices and follies of the rich. Are you sure I'm not wasting your time? Payne's servant? Not at all. Busy as I might be, I can't say I'm not curious about the findings in the case. Yes, my thoughts exactly. So, how are you handling your newfound responsibilities? I'm managing. I'll start by asking the obvious. Where were you in the night Douglas Callahan met his, untimely demise? Van der Weyden raises an eyebrow, and then lets out a strange chuckle. Hear that, Addison? I might be suspected of foul play. Exciting, isn't it? Carter, no antics, please. Just answer the question. Of course. Well, I was right here. Just like I told Prince Panhard, as much as I love to celebrate my power, sometimes one has to celebrate the amount of work piling up on their desk. So your alibi is... You were right here? Alibi? Yeah, yes, I suppose. Can anyone back up your story? Well, I did make a few business-related phone calls as I was working, so there's that. That doesn't really answer my question, does it? He regards me with a stare reserved for a troublesome child. Mr. Lewinsky, this right here is my private little fortress. A space specifically designed to make me focus. I don't really let people in to break that focus. Aside from occasional esteemed guests such as yourself, of course, and a few wonderful Mexican women responsible for the cleaning duties. So you don't have an alibi. The look in his eye screams, why won't you at least pretend to try and get on board with my program, kid? I suppose, but why would that matter? Because if I found something that belongs to you on the victim's person... Andersrum. Because I found something that belongs to you on the victim's person. Dum 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 dum. Pardon me? took the words right out of my mouth. We're not talking a murder weapon or something of that caliber, of course. No. It was a short list of 4 names, unaffiliated kindred, whose service could be useful to anyone interested in toppling the current power balance in New York City. Tamika, Hope, D'Angelo, and Agathon. Excuse me, Mr. Lewinsky, but I'm afraid I don't follow. How's that something that belongs to me? I have it on good authority that it's a shortlist you've been shopping around to anyone interested here in New York City. Be it the Camarilla or the Anarchs. Edison tenses up, and his host is not happy about it. This is just preposterous. I'm calling your bluff right here, miss. No, the bluff is coming right now. Mr. van der Weyden, if you want to voice concerns about the information I have, how about you voice them to Kaiser, not me? Edison turns to van der Weyden, clenching his lips and gripping his wheelchair armrests tightly. Carter van der Weyden? Oh, das Grinsen ist verschwunden. For a brief moment, the ever-present smile on van der Weyden's face goes missing, and the expression that replaces it reminds me of horrifying void. Like a sneak peek into what's really going on in his soul. He quickly collects himself, but the image is burned into my retinas. To think these sorts of unsavory rumors are circulating around me. I should be grateful to let me know. So you're denying it? Of course I'm denying it. Categorically. You can bet your life savings on it. I certainly hope it's nothing more than an unfortunate blunder. Et tu brute? Come on, Edison. We've known each other for years. Entschuldigung, wenn ich das falsch ausspreche, ich kann kein Französisch. Yes, and what about it? I will, sweet Jesus, Edison. I will get back to you in a second. Any more questions, Mr. Lewinsky? Any on the names of the list sound familiar to you? No, I mean, yes. That is my long-estranged child on your list, but that's just another reason why I'm flabbergasted anyone would consider it mine. I see. Well, I hope you understand why I'm considering you a prime suspect now. Yes, and I swear to clear my name as soon as possible. Scout's honor. Any more questions? I'm good for now. Sheriff Alasmai will probably contact you later. I will get in touch with him myself, ASAP. Once again, thank you for your work. He extends his hand toward me, practically forcing me to shake it. Then he puts his hand on my shoulder to lead me to the door. All too eager to see me off? Out of sheer curiosity, Mr. van der Weyden, I have one more question. It may be a bit random. I really didn't need to ask it, but I wanted him to die inside for a moment. Of course, my dear. His slightly strained tone suggests I may have succeeded. You seem like a person who couldn't live outside of New York City. By chance, have you listened to Howard Stern's talk show after the World Trade Center fell? A tad unsure but once again carefully controlled chuckle escapes his mouth. Jeez, that is random, but well... New York, born and raised, just like you said, of course I did. Your opinion? Same as everyone else. It was the spiritual guidance we needed that day, coming from the unlikeliest of places. A visceral response that verbalized everything we felt. A beautiful moment of unity. Not that I'm into low bro jokes about Pamela Anderson and the typical shock value the show tended to offer, but as far as I'm concerned, Howard did an indispensable thing that day. Why are you asking? No particular reason. I thought it might give me some insight into the kind of person you are. Well, that's the kind of person I am. Just your average New Yorker. So it seems. Well then, I'll leave you and Mr. Payne To your plans of conquering the city. Conquering the... Now that's spicy, Edison. I love this girl. She's gonna go far, I'm telling you. She's got that spunk, that glint in her eye. Goodbye, Miss Sawinski. I wish you a pleasant respite and a swift success in your investigation. Good night. I make it a point to bow to Edison's servant, not the man himself. Doubt he even noticed. But at least these invisible displays of rebellion make me feel a little better about myself. Alright, the faster I leave, the better. Okay, also nur mal eben ganz kurz. Ich komme nicht mehr ganz so mit. Also vielleicht geht's Julia auch so, aber mag vielleicht daran liegen, dass es schon ein bisschen her ist, dass ich das gespielt habe, aber naja, wir werden sehen. Father Leonard. Julia. Father. How are you holding up? I'm fine. Stumbling around and hoping for a miracle to happen, like always. No better place to ask for a miracle than behind these gates, you know. So I hear. As I pass him the report about Ashlyn and Agathon, I look around, but Benoit is nowhere to be seen. Komischerweise. Finally, a one-on-one chat. Where's Benoit? Just ignore Benoit's absence. Feels nice to be able to chat one-on-one for once. Ah, yes, I knew you'd say that. I had errands to run, and I thought it might be for the best if Benoit took care of these. Wasn't in the mood for a childish spat tonight, huh? Something along those lines. Listen, can't you think of something to placate him? Placate him? Keine Ahnung. Lassen wir mal so stehen. Placate him? How? Exactly. Benoit won't accept anything less than me joining a convent. He's like a worried parent. A basic gesture here and there, showing up in church from time to time and pretending to listen would get him off your case. I mean, I've been through this song and dance before with my own worried parents when I was a teenager. Wandering in the forest until mass was over, not even being able to smoke because they'd pick up the scent. Not the best moments of my life, you know. And a part of the reason I'm distancing myself from them. I don't need this fake energy in my life, and I'm honestly weirded out by you asking me to lie. I'm not asking you to lie, Julia. Let me ask you this way. Are you a spiritual person? I guess I am, kind of. Always was. Suddenly being able to see ghosts did not change a thing. I think it's mostly because seeing the world as purely material seemed boring to me somehow. You are, and you were raised Catholic. So can't you find a way to express that spirituality in our church? I don't see a way right now. And why is that? I sigh. Too many people who think my soul needs to be saved because I live with a woman, for starters. I don't know, there's a lot of reasons. Like the sin of drinking blood every other night, or feeling some primal fear whenever I walk by a clergyman whose face seems to actually be genuine. That one sounds like an excuse. It's about your relationship with God, not other people. In theory. But back in the old country, I've heard my share of homilies that felt like complete condemnations of my kind, and none that would condemn hate toward people like me. And you know, when church adjacent people try to stir shit around your very existence every few months, some minimal support would be appreciated. Sorry, all you can count on is silent complicity. I get it. I know there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of undeserved hurt going around, but listen, I don't even want to talk about it. I fucking hate the tone I use when I talk about it. I sound preachier than those preachers, and my biggest dream is just not to give a shit. But I remember things, like this story about a guy from my hometown. Most macho guy around, with a jaw you could sharpen a knife on. He became an actor in Warsaw. Very successful, deservedly so. The capital might not be New York City, but it is still a big city, and big cities go to the heads of bumpkins like us. In his case, it resulted in a dream of coming out to his parents. He was surrounded by all these stories of openly queer people, played one even. So he thought he had a chance at making it work. So he goes back to his town, tells everyone that he's gonna live his truth. His dad, a ruling party adjacent businessman, cursed him. His uncle takes him into the bushes and starts to destroy him physically. It's so bad, he gets put in the ICU. His face and jaw get ruined for good. Fast forward a year or two. With his career over, the guy is stuck in his parents' rustic house. With no other path to follow, he turns to God, who tells him to forgive his kin. Everything is fine again. Angelic choirs sing of divine mercy. A kind-looking priest talks about protecting our families. A man sits in the front row of the church, a disfigured smile on his face. But that story alone didn't drive me away. One time, when I saw how blissful he was, I could swear he was actually able to hear God whispering to him. He looked like a saint. It fucked me up so bad I left. I feel nauseated now. Maybe I'm still reeling from hearing about Kara and Jesse Montgomery. Now, if you could ever talk about it again, that'd be great. I know that I tend to sound like a loser who loves to pontificate about shit I can't change. But I at least keep trying to change myself, damn it. I won't offer empty platitudes, but I think I understand what I meant to understand. I hope that I haven't insulted you in any way. Whatever. I've learned a lot. Anders. Sorry, schon spät. I've learned not to hold people responsible for what the rest of their organization is doing. It would be hard looking in the mirror otherwise. Not that there's much I could see in the mirror right now. I'm just wondering about one thing. There's always a cross on your chest. I like how it goes with my outfit. It's just a fashionable accessoire to you? It's an important piece of art, but it's something more. Good night, Father. Have a good night, Father. Ausweichen ist immer gut. Und wieder zu Hause. I find her sitting in bed, scrolling through Pinterest on her phone. So how are you doing, detective? I fall on the bed, bury my face in the pillows and scream. That bad, huh? I don't want to tell her about Double Spiral. I still have to figure out how I feel about it. I'm just not cut out for this. Oh, shut up. If you aren't, who is? Sherlock Holmes? Hercule Poirot? Columbo? Mads Mikkelsen's boyfriend from Hannibal? Whatever his name was, I don't know. Someone who can actually put two and two together. Can't fool me into believing you're incompetent. You dumbass. I've read your articles. Don't pretend you suddenly forgot how to do your job. I haven't. But I've got no evidence, no witnesses, no promising leads, nothing. I just stumble around assuming things, talking big, blah. So you're like, I don't know, Jack Nicholson in Chinatown? And you actually solved the case. Solved his case. And then wish you never took it up. Was that supposed to cheer me up? I'm just saying that the situation you're in sounds an awful lot like Chinatown. Depraved elites, big plans for the city, blah blah blah. Yeah, and that's depressing. It is what it is. I just think you should approach it this way and look for a solution to your problems outside of the box. Not as a mystery, but maybe like a trap to escape. Maybe. I throw myself on the bed again and lie there for a bit, staring at the ceiling. Then I approach Dakota from behind and tuck her sleeve to draw her attention. Psst, hey. Put the phone away. Now? Come on, Jules. We can't do this every night. I got my own work and I need to worry about anemia. You said it yourself. Besides, I was just looking for inspiration. I rub against the clothes with my face like a cat. You're impossible. Haven't you noticed what's going on in the news? People are going absolutely insane about this virus, canceling trips and orders and... Pretty please? I can't, honey. I have to replenish my stash. And besides, I'm worried about overuse. My brain is working a bit too slow. My balance is off. I was just thinking how I miss meditation. She's giving me clear signals. She just wants an excuse. And even though it would be the responsible thing to do, I know she's insatiable. She's usually the one who takes the initiative. Let's try a final push. I bite her ear and whisper in it. No drugs tonight. Let's do this raw. She throws her hands up in the air. Victory. Jesus, you're greedy these days. Always have been. Haven't you noticed? You need to rest. Dann resten wir doch mal. Aber ich sehe gerade, wir sind bei der 20-Minuten-Marke angekommen. Das heißt, für euch ist es jetzt Zeit, ins Bett zu gehen. Nein. Für euch ist diese Folge erstmal wieder vorbei. War noch nicht sonderlich viel auf dem Tisch, muss ich dazu sagen. Aber gleich geht es ja weiter. Für mich zumindest. Für euch, ihr müsst euch vielleicht ein bisschen gedulden. Ich hoffe, ich komme jetzt langsam wieder in so einen Tonus rein, hier Shadows of New York weiterzuspielen und dann vielleicht auch mal durchzuspielen. Ich bin zurzeit immer noch so ein bisschen süchtig nach Hand Showdown, gebe ich ganz ehrlich zu. Und Cyberpunk haben wir auch noch nicht durch. Wer weiß. Aber das ist ja auch nicht das Versprechen dieses Kanals. Ich habe es ja schon öfter gesagt, ich mache immer dann weiter, wenn ich Bock habe. Und heute hatte ich Bock. Das heißt, ich werde jetzt noch ein paar Folgen aufnehmen. Vielleicht noch eine. Ich muss ja auch gleich irgendwann mal ins Bett. Und dann hoffe ich, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Schaut wieder rein, wenn es wieder heißt Shadows of New York. Bis dahin. Ciao.